police do their work was a cheap form of entertainment.
"Ma'am,"
the rookie stuttered over the word, looking Max up and down with wide eyes, clearly trying to work out who she was. Max hid a smile. She was used to the reaction and had chosen to feel amused by it. She was taller than a lot of human men, and dressed head to toe in tough, casual clothing, from her leather jacket to her close-fitting trousers and calf-length boots, with a squat, snub-nosed gun in a thigh holster. Red-toned, mid-brown, jaw-length hair was tucked behind her ears, revealing a trace of scars across one cheek. She had more weapons and more scars, but not many people got to see them. Even without all her scars on show, she did not look like a government agent.
"Max Ortiz,"
Max said, lifting the chain at her neck so the badge showed. The rookie's eyes widened as she saw the 7-pointed star that was only carried by one agency. Max dropped the chain back, hiding the badge again. The shining metal made an excellent target for the thing she hunted.
"Who's in charge here?" "That's Sergeant Williams, ma'am. Marshal. The tall man over there,"
the blonde said, turning to point and almost tripping over as she seemed to have forgotten she had her thumbs tucked into her belt. Or perhaps that was the effect that Sergeant Williams had on her. From this distance, Max could tell he was tall and had an athletic build.
"All right,"
Max said and stepped past the rookie.
"Remember to fix the lights, yeah?"
She didn't wait for an acknowledgement but kept going, heavy leather boots making no sound on the cracked tarmac. Sergeant Williams turned as she approached. He was a square-jawed man, perhaps a little over 30, with dark stubble on his jaw and a tousled hairstyle that, unlike Max's, had probably taken hours to achieve. From a few paces away, she could smell the cologne he used. It was marginally preferable to the ghostly fermentation in her mouth, but not by much. The prominent jaw tightened as he looked her up and down, head to toe, surprised and displeased. It didn't matter what he thought of her. She wasn't there for him. She lifted the badge again. "Max Ortiz, you called?" she asked.
"Sean Williams. Sergeant Sean Williams,"
he said, and half extended a hand, returning it to his side before Max could react.
"Yeah, we found something in the building we thought your lot should see."
"Be more specific," Max requested.
"What looks like a nest made out of torn-up sheets. It's covered in some green goo that smells awful. Not normal."
His lips pressed together. He looked as out of place here as the rookie did, both of them too starched and clean for this area of the city. They'd be far more at home in one of the tidier inner districts. It might be the first time he or his team had come across something unusual enough to warrant a call to the marshals. Every law enforcement officer across the city carried the marshal's contact number, and almost all of them hoped to never have to use it. Calling in the marshals meant acknowledging that whatever the police were dealing with wasn't human. And most city residents, the police included, didn't like to think too much about that. Max nodded, cataloguing the details he'd provided. It sounded like a harridan nest. Nasty things. A full-grown harridan was an all-hands-on-deck crisis, which would need more than one marshal, but she should be able to deal with a nest on her own, assuming that's what it was. Harridans were rare in the city, usually kept at bay by the magic barrier, holding back the wild. But that barrier failed from time to time, most recently about 10 days ago, which was more than enough time for a harridan to make its way into the city and lay some eggs. "Any movement outside the nest?" she asked, drawing her weapon and checking the clip. Fully loaded. As it should be. Good. She was going to need it. And possibly the spare magazines tucked against her back. And if she was really unlucky, the small backup gun she had next to the spare magazines, or the knives she also carried.
"No. We cleared the room,"
he said.
"My people know their jobs."
The rookie had killed the red and blue lights, so his face was in sharp shadow with the headlights of the cars lighting one side. He looked